Let's go. 18 Gator.
Check, check. Walk 54. Walk 54. Go. Go.
Now the former Terrapin, this is Ty Johnson. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, that play was over before it even got started. Thanks for nothing, huh? How about that? That sets up a very difficult third down call now.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive.
Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo. Tight ends on the Ringo.
Hey, Delta.
Everyone got four down.
They'll set up to throw. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Mike Daniels able to record his 5th sack of the season. And, Charles, part of the reason they lost last week, they didn't have a single sack. Well, they changed that quickly.
But did they ever? And it was something they talked about with us extensively. They needed to get pressure. How were they going to get to the quarterback? Obviously, they schemed themselves into a great play, didn't they?
And just a 30-yard punt that time. And the Panthers will take over in terrific field position.
At the Saints' 47-yard line.
Ready? 8, read.
Watch the pass.
Ready?
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Leighton Vander Esch wreaking havoc with a sack. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Back to throw here. And the pressure gets to him again. Well, someone came to play today.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. We heard about it all week, didn't we? Especially when we visited practice. He thought he had a good matchup in front of him, and he's taking full advantage right now.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. They'll set up a throw to Michelle on the screen. Finding some room at midfield. Whoa, shifty.
Whoa.
Touchdown, Carolina. Sony Michel, his 9th touchdown of the season. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's two different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
Now on on the heels of that run by Johnson. Here's another 1st and 10.
Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right.
Now a handoff looking right. And he'll get across midfield and into Carolina territory. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
It's a gain of 7.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. Tight on the right.
A 1st down carry here for Johnson. And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Bringing it in, Jackson left side. Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31, and then the defense rallying quickly after that broken tackle. The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for 3rd down.
I don't think you got it, sir.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
Would have been a decently long field goal, 51 yards from here, but instead they're going to go for it.
Switch it, switch it, switch it. Come on, switch it.
General West.
Here we go with Johnson. And he picks up the 1st before he's taken down at the 29. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Now Johnson. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 17 there and a New Orleans 1st down. A much different second drive here, Charles. They go 3 and out the first time. This time they've been able to sustain something downfield.
And that's what often happens. You get the game started. You know, you have to get your footing underneath you. You have to get used to the flow of the game, the speed of the game. And sometimes that first drive is more of a probing drive. It appears they found something here in the second one.
A first opportunity upcoming in the red zone for the Saints. It's 1st and 10 from the 12. They're going to look to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 18. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
Check the backer, check the backer.
Pilot, 64, weak. Get it.
Sony Michel, his first carry. And he swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. Tackle made that time by Vita Vea.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10. At the 20-yard line.
The rush defense stout on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Panther football to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 2nd and 10.
Ready.
56, Mike, 56. Hey, watch the slant.
Hey, Alpha.
56.
Speed grip.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. That's complete to the Memphis man, Anthony Miller. And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Carolina. Anthony Miller, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Panthers strike quickly here for 6 points. One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Let's go.
The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan? Or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Johnson to throw again. He's got his man on the crossing route. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. A first down run, not going to get him a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there. So that'll bring up 2nd and 9.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Now a 10th carry for Johnson. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Eric Berry, the safety, comes flying in for the sack.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Hey, lock it. Hey, zoom. Say go.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. This one out left to the tight end, Burton. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 19 yards there on the catch and run. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. Man open, he's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Cortland Sutton, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Panthers, they widen their lead.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
You know, but hold on, let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. The end result, 21 yards. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Here we go, D. Get on the field.
On first down, it's Johnson. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout as there's a Saints player down here on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Check, check, check.
'61, matchbox lights.
54, Mike, 54. I'm coming, baby. I'm coming, baby. Woo!
Ready?
Looking to throw. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync. Only way to play good defense.
Now Snell. And here's another tackle made at the line, so they're converging well on the football now. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Greystone travel.
You think you gonna get this?
Get.
They'll look to throw. He wants it all for the end zone. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
But one thing's for sure, when you get a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you're going to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. Well, that's something of a pick-me-up. The offense certainly has struggled, but they do get the field goal before half to put 3 on the board.
Yeah, you don't want to be shut out, but let's face it, those 3 points, that's not going to solve all their problems either.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Yes.
56 is Mike. 56 is the Mike. Here we go.
Back to throw. Completes it to the tight end, Burton. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down.
You jet bomber. Snap.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Michelle. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
56 to Mike, boy. 56. Check 56.
You want to go?
They'll look to throw now on first down. Miller on the catch over the middle. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A good-looking drive so far for the Panthers and a first down here. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
56 to Mike. 56 is to Mike.
He'll look to throw. Connecting with Burton here over the middle. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A well-executed 22-yard gain. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Now back to throw. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the left hash, this will be a 41-yarder. And his kick is good. So we come upon halftime intermission here with the visiting Panthers taking the lead to the locker room. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Coach. The Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. Second half action underway. That's fielded in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Again, it's Michelle. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. 12 yards there and a first down.
6-6, pull it high.
First down.
Hey, high 7. 5.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And Sutton hauls it in over the middle. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again. Now a first down carry, it's Michelle. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
He's brought down by
X3, 218, chop.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's third down now. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. They'll look to throw here. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Vita Vea breaking through to get the sack.
To me, the defense was a little gassed near the end of the first half, but they've come out of the locker room with a little extra spring in their step. Wonder what they did at halftime to get them so motivated.
I don't know, but that sack looked good. Now let's see if they can build on the momentum of that play. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
Every day, any day. 26 Mike, 26 Mike. It's been a long day for you.
5.
26 Mike, 26 Mike. Hey, me and you all day.
They're going to try and throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Saints are going to get it back and in great shape. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They run the counter. Johnson. And he's going to get this inside the 30. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11. Good push up front, and that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam.
They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 10 yards, good for his Saints first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Here's Johnson. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14. Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back first downs.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 14-yard line.
2nd and 9 now. Over the middle to Smith. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, D.
On 3rd down, it's Johnson. And he'll get inside the 10, but he's short of the line he needed. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
Man, these guys may not win this ball game, but you certainly can't fault the effort of this man here today. He's been a real thorn in their sides all afternoon. And that last carry puts him over the 100-yard mark.
Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th.
Topper! Ready?
Back to throw here. Smith catches left side, but he will not get away. He stops short of the marker. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires, and the Panthers will get the football back. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went for it on 4th, turned it over in their own territory. And he's going to be brought down back at his own 6-yard line. DeForest Buckner in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13.
Hey, Charlie! Get it!
2nd and 13. And his throw here's incomplete. The free safety, Malik Hooker, there in coverage. This defense trying to do its part, active hands on that play, but their offense hasn't given them much to work with.
So they're not going to worry about it. On their side of the ball, all they're concerned about, can they create some scoring opportunities and help out that offense?
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. 12 yards on the return that time. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down. Johnson. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
But no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
A good run got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. Again, it's Johnson. The good run on first down followed up by a not-so-good run on second down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on third down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. They're going for it with the option right. And he's not going to get the first. I don't even think he made it back to the line of scrimmage. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And the Panthers will get the football back. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
They run on first down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's second down now. Back now here live in New Orleans. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Here's second and 8. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. In for the sack, Deion Jones.
61, match box, right. Go. Ready?
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he's going to go down again. Jadeveon Clowney in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Well, the offense failed earlier on the previous crack at this, but they're going again on fourth down. They'll drop to throw. And they're going to try the screen. It's complete. But he will be stopped behind the line as he will not come close to the marker. Ron Rivera, the gambling type, but he comes up empty here. And the Saints are going to get it back and in great shape. Here's a 20th carry for Johnson. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
That's going to be caught. Touchdown, New Orleans. A.J. Green. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Saints make some inroads here to that deficit. Now the Saints offense will remain on the field and go for 2.
Big stop, D. Big stop. Let's go.
They'll set up to throw. And he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
2nd and 4. That's to his running back, Sony Michel. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Deion Jones picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
They're going to look to throw to Michel on the screen. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Under 4 to play now. Clock running. 3rd down.
Hey, echo.
26.
He'll look to throw. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Deion Jones getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out, you see, and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive,
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Oh, free safety blitz. That can be a gamble, but it proves fruitful there.
Yeah, you're exactly right about the gamble, because oftentimes the free safety is the last line of defense against a long pass. And when he comes at the quarterback, he'd better get home and make the play. Otherwise, a big play could result for the offense.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Looking to throw. Johnson. And here is a leaping catch. He pulled it in. That's a gain of 13 as they try to whittle away at this 13-point deficit.
It's a gain of 13 yards.
54 mark. Check, watch 54.
Back to throw. Johnson. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Another 13 yards there twice in a row, and they're on the move. Another 1st down as well. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Looking to throw. His throw incomplete. D.D. Westbrook, his intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down.
Just work with me a second here, because in my lifetime, seeing how quarterback percentages have changed in throwing the football, I mean, back in the good old days, if you were around 50%, you were doing okay. But now, you need to be 65 to 70% to be considered an elite quarterback. And in this ball game, I feel like we're playing old school, right around 50%.
Yeah, he's under 50%. He needs to start hitting more targets. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Akello Witherspoon.
Obviously disappointing, but you had to go for broke here, down 2 scores. So that forced you to make some throws you definitely wouldn't want to make. And I think this interception is going to pretty much write an end to this one.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. A pass there complete to Sutton. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a 1st down. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now Michelle. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down. You'd have to think likely another running play coming here, 2nd and 11. Now it looks like he'll throw here. He's going to float this one deep right side. That's caught inside the 20. Now the Panthers going to use the 1st of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. They'll set up a throw. His pass caught at the 4. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the...
He's got it for a Panther touchdown. From 4 yards out. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score.
Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7.
Well, they tried to get 2 and ended up getting none because the quarterback had nowhere to go with the ball and ends up getting sacked.
Nowhere to go at all. Great job, though, defensively. They were ready. And the Saints hands team able to rein this one in. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a 2nd and long. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. The Saints on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19. Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Double dog, that's the way.
Hey, Zoo.
Mike 56, Mike 56.
Here we go. Man.
Let's go, let's bring it.
Let's hit it.
He'll try and start this drive in the air. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. So this one is over. A victory for Carolina. And maybe more importantly, a victory in the division, which always helps.
And on the